Good morning to everyone. So in today's class, we are going to see the construction, operating principle, and torque equation of MI instruments. If time permits, we will discuss about errors in MI instruments and other things. So in last class, already we have discussed about the operating principle of MI instrument and a brief introduction. I will just remind to them, and we will go through the content which we are going to discuss. So in today's class, we will see the construction of MI instruments. We will see the various classification of MI instruments, that is attraction type MI instrument, repulsion type MI instruments. We will also discuss about the subclassification of repulsion type MI instruments, that is radial type MI instruments and coaxial type MI instruments, coaxial vane type MI instruments, and we will see the comparison between attraction type and repulsion type MI instruments. And we will discuss about the torque equation, and we will also see the errors of MI instruments. What will happen if an MI instrument, moving current instrument, works with DC as well as AC, and what will happen if the MI instrument is used only with respect to AC. Okay, so moving current instruments generally they are made for measuring AC current generally, but what happens we will see in the error if it is used to measure DC current. Okay, so this is an introduction. Most common instruments of moving iron type comes under classification of ammeter and voltmeter. So there, what is the main purpose of using this type of MI instrument means the MI instrument is quite cheap and it is accurate and it is rugged in construction. That is about the introduction. This is also familiar with us in a previous classroom. So construction. So if we see the construction of MI instrument is quite completely different from permanent magnet moving type, permanent magnet moving coil instruments. So this consisting of an hollow cylinder to coil. The coil segmentation is framed in the form of an hollow cylinder. So this there is a moving iron piece. We keep on discussed in the previous class, and we have already discussed about a working animation video. So the moving coil, which is going to present in this particular moving iron instrument, it is looks like an soft iron piece, soft iron or moving iron. So the controlling torque is achieved with respect to the spring control, and the gravity control is achieved with respect to the weights, counterweight and balancing weight, which we are familiar. And we also provide damping torque with the help, most probably in these MI instruments, in most of the MI instruments we will use damping torque through air friction. That means air friction damping we are going to use. So if we see the first type of instrument in our classification, that is attraction type MI instrument. Okay, so there are two classifications in MI instruments depending upon the construction and as well as depending upon the working principle also. We will categorize the MI instruments into two categories. One is attracting type MI instrument and second one is repulsion type MI instrument. Repulsion type MI instruments. So these attracting type MI instruments and repulsing type MI instruments, what we are doing means here. So in magnetism, if we see the concept of magnetism, there are two types of forces exist. One is attraction force and another one is repulsion force. So we are categorizing the MI instruments depending upon the classification of attraction, that is attraction type MI instruments. That means the moving iron is attracting towards the magnetic field. That's why here we are calling that as an attraction type MI instrument. So how is it going to happen means, so if we see the construction which we discussed in S class. So the entire attraction type MI instrument is having two coils. So this is one coil. This is the aluminum former. See, this dark gray color segment is aluminum former. On that particular aluminum former, we are placing the coil. This is the turns type segmentation. This is nothing but coil winding. Okay, and this acts like one pole, and this entire structure is nothing but an electromagnet. We are winding the coil, copper coil, and on an aluminum former, and this is one electromagnet and this is one electromagnet. Okay, so and this elliptical thing, see, this is nothing but a soft iron. A soft iron piece is placed in the place of placed elliptical type soft iron piece is placed in the presence of magnetic field, which is connected with respect to pointer. This is nothing but our pointer, and this is the soft iron piece, and the pointer is connected to soft iron piece with the help of a jewel bearing pin. Okay, and this is nothing but our scale. Okay, and the controlling torque is achieved with the help of springs, and as well as with the help of gravity control. With respect to the gravity control, this is the control weight and this is the balancing weight, and also we can also use spring controls. And the damping torque is achieved with the help of air friction. Okay, there are various types of damping torques like fluid friction damping, air friction damping, and all. We are using air friction damping. Okay, air friction damping is used at this particular instant of attraction type MI instrument. So if we see the thing here, how the working thing is happening means, so this is nothing but the coil segment electromagnet. This is an electromagnet. So we are giving the measured polarity. That means whenever we have to measure current, or whenever we have to measure the current, that polarity has to be given directly to these electromagnets. So depending upon the current or depending upon the voltage we are giving to this particular coil windings, magnetic flux is set up. So this is the direction of magnetic flux. Magnetic flux is flowing in this particular path or in this particular dimension. This is if in this particular direction. In the presence of this particular magnetic flux, I am placing the soft iron piece. So this is nothing but the soft iron piece. See, this is the soft iron piece I am placing here. What will happen? The soft iron piece will attract towards the attract from weak magnetic flux region to strong magnetic flux region. Okay, it will just attract towards the strong magnetic flux region to attract from weak magnetic flux region to strong magnetic flux region. So what will happen whenever the soft iron piece is attracting from weak magnetic flux to strong magnetic flux region? What will happen? The pointer on a particular scale will deflect. Okay, so the deflection torque is started with the help of this particular magnetic flux. The magnetic flux is created by the electromagnets. The magnetic flux created by the electromagnets is directly proportional to the supply polarity which we are giving. That means magnetic flux created by the electromagnet is proportional to current, or it is proportional to voltage which we are feeding the electromagnetic coil. Okay, so the similar thing, the controlling torque is created with the help of gravity control or spring control. Damping torque is provided with the help of this air friction damping. So this is about the construction and brief working principle. So if we go on to the analysis point of view of this particular attraction type MI instrument, So this attraction type MI instrument, this attraction type MI instrument is operated with respect to the current flowing in the stationary coil. That means whenever the instrument is connected with respect to the current, the operating current flows through this particular stationary coil. See, on this slide I am just placed the figure again. So the current is flowing through this particular stationary coil. Whenever the instrument is connected with respect to the current, operating current will flow through this particular stationary coil. Operating current will flow through this particular stationary coil of electromagnet. Operating coil will flow again this particular flux of the stationary coil, and a magnetic flux is set up. A strong magnetic flux is set up with the help of an electromagnet. So in the presence of that magnetic flux, we are placing this particular moving iron which is pivoted with respect to the pointer. Okay, what will happen? The pointer which is attached with respect to the spindle needle on this particular calibrated scale will attract from weak magnetic region to strong magnetic region. Okay, it will attract from one magnetic region to another magnetic region. And next, what will happen? Whenever whenever this iron piece is moving from one magnetic region to another magnetic region, the needle will start deflecting on a particular uniform calibrated scale. So that is what happening with an MI instrument. It's okay. So what is the behavior of magnetic flux whenever the supply polarity is reversed? So this is one of the important point we have to discuss. So whenever this current which we are giving to the coil, or whenever the EMF we are providing to the coil, whenever the supply polarity is reversed, okay, the magnetic field will be reversed and the position of the iron piece will be reversed. That means whenever the current flowing through the electromagnet is reversed, the magnetization property will be reversed, and that means weak magnetic flux region will be converted into strong magnetic flux, and strong magnetic flux region will be converted into weak magnetic flux. So because of this supply reversal, magnetic field will be reversed and the moving iron will be reversed. So at that condition also, the deflection torque has to be remain unchanged. Okay, so this type of attraction type moving iron instrument is mostly used in DC, AC, as well as in DC. So this is the first classification of attraction type moving iron instrument. So if you have any doubts with our discussion, just let me know in the chat. We will discuss the doubt at the end of the session. Okay. So second classification, before going into the second classification, so what particular instant the deflection angle will depend upon. This is one of the important point. So deflection angle theta. Deflection angle is deferred with respect to deflection torque. Deflection torque is mentioned with respect to the term T suffix d, whereas deflection angle is represented with respect to theta. Both are different, both are not same. Some of the people are asking the similar question with respect to me in yesterday's class also. So what is meant by the deflection angle and what is meant by the deflection torque means, we already discussed in our previous classes. Deflection torque in the sense the torque required to move the needle from the initial position to a particular maximum magnitude. Okay, so that is nothing but deflection torque. What is angle of deflection? Angle of deflection in the sense at what particular angle the needle moved from the initial state, from starting rest condition to a particular maximum state. So that is the difference between the angle of deflection and deflection torque. So particularly in the concept of MI instrument, that too with attraction type moving iron instrument, so what happens means the deflection angle theta is always proportional to square of current. Okay, theta is proportional to square of current. Okay, not proportional to the directly proportional to current. Deflection angle theta is directly proportional to square of the current. Why this is the thing happening is, in PMMC instruments the scale is quite uniform. The calibrated scale which we are going to measure is quite uniform, but in MI instrument the scale is not uniform. So because of the term, that makes the deflection angle theta is proportional to square of its term. Okay, so most important thing we have to see is, by selecting the dimensions of the soft iron, we have to take the proper dimensions of the soft iron and we have to see the particular shape and the design and its construction. It should be nearly to the uniform. Otherwise, on a non-uniform scale, if we use an non-uniform moving iron instrument, it will be the measuring technique will be quite catastrophic. That's why even though the scale is not uniform, we have to select a proper moving iron piece which is to be operated in the presence of this particular magnetic field. So this is about attraction type moving iron instrument. So coming into the second classification, that is repulsion type moving iron instrument. So in this classification of repulsion type moving iron instrument, there are two vanes inside the coil. One is fixed vane and another one is movable vane. Okay, so these both are similar with respect to the magnetic fluxes. That means the current is flowing through the coil. So the previously we discussed about the force of attraction. That means the moving iron vane is attracted from weak magnetic region to strong magnetic region. At the classification of attraction type MI instrument, we will discuss this condition. But here in the concept of repulsion type, what is happening means, the current is flowing in the coil and the force of repulsion between two vanes are resulting together. That means here we have a fixed vane and here we have another vane, that is movable vane. Okay, so this type of repulsion type MI instrument is quite different with respect to the previous aspects. So here we have an explanation with respect to two classifications. Two categories of repulsion type MI instruments are there. First one is radial vane type moving iron instrument and second one is coaxial vane type moving iron instrument. So first classification of radial vane type moving iron instrument. So here in the concept of radial vane type moving iron instrument, here we have two vanes. One is fixed vane. One is fixed vane and this is the fixed vane. See, this is the fixed vane. This is our coil. This is the coil. This is our coil, segmented coil. This is our sectored segmented coil. This is also an electromagnet, and this is nothing but a fixed vane, and this is nothing but a moving vane. Moving vane. A moving vane is connected with respect to the spindle, and that spindle is connected next to needle. Okay, so I hope that clears the axis. That means here we have two radial strips of irons. Okay, the vanes are represented with respect to two strips. This is one strip. See, this is one strip, and this is another strip. Okay, So I'm explaining with the two views. This is one view and this is another view. So I'm explaining this view so that it will be clear. So in this particular view, we can clearly see at what particular instant to the coil the fixed vane is connected and where the moving vane is placed. Here we can see very clearly. This is nothing but the outer periphery of the coil. This is nothing but a sectored segmented scale. On a sectored segmented scale, we connected the fixed vane and this is a moving vane. So here we have two strips. This is one strip of fixed vane and this is one strip of moving vane. Okay, so the fixed vane is attached to the coil. So this is nothing but fixed vane is attached to the coil and the moving vane is connected with respect to the spindle. So whenever the supply is excited, whenever the supply is connected to this particular coil, okay, this coil will behave like an electromagnet. This coil will behave like an electromagnet and this vane, movable vane, will be repulsive with respect to the fixed vane. Okay, the moving vane will repel from the fixed vane and the needle spindle will just rotate in that particular direction. Okay, and the needle is connected next to the spindle. The needle will start with respect to the repulsion force and it will start from the 0th position to a particular magnitude. So that is about radial vane type, that is about radial vane type moving iron instrument. So if we see the next classification, that is coaxial vane type moving iron instrument. So here in this classification of coaxial vane type moving iron instrument, so here also we have two types of vanes. One is a fixed vane. See here, this is a fixed vane and this is a movable vane. This is a fixed vane and this is a movable vane, and the spindle is connected next to the movable vane. To this particular movable vane, we connected the spindle. We connected the spindle. Okay, so this is nothing but a coil. If we analyze the segment, I am analyzing the circuit diagram with the two type of figures. So this is nothing but our coil. How we analyze this figure? If we connect the fixed vane with respect to moving vane, see here. So this is the coil, this is the coil, this is the coil. On this particular coil we placed the fixed vane. This is nothing but a fixed vane, and next we connected the moving vane. So this is nothing but moving vane. To the moving vane we connected the spindle. Okay, and we are also providing control torque with the help of a control spring. Okay, so two type of instruments are present here. One is fixed vane, another one is moving vane. Controlling torque is achieved with respect to the spring control, and also gravity control torque is also achieved here. Okay, so in most of the MI instruments, the damping torque is provided with respect to air friction damping. Okay, damping torque is quite feasible with respect to air friction damping. So if we operate the magnetic flux, how we operate the magnetic flux means, so the operating magnetic flux of this type of MI instrument is quite weak because of this particular eddy current damping is not used properly. So in order to clear that instant, what we are going to do means, whenever the supply is connected to this particular coil, whenever the supply is connected to this particular coil, the coil will create electromagnetic coil will create a magnetic flux. Okay, the iron vanes will get magnetized, and always with respect to the force of attraction there will be a force of repulsion. So these MI instruments are unpolarized type of instruments which is independent with respect to the direction of current pass. That means one fixed vane is created with respect to a magnetic flux, and the moving vane will repel with respect to that magnetic flux, and the spindle which is connected next to the moving vane is connected to the needle, and needle will start reflecting from initial position to a maximum position. So that is about coaxial vane type moving iron instrument. So here up to this instant we discussed about two types of instruments. One is radial vane type moving iron instrument, and second one is coaxial vane type moving iron instrument. So next we will discuss about torque equation. So before discussing about torque equation, so anybody is having any doubt with respect to our discussion? Torque equation of moving iron instrument. So the torque equation of moving iron instruments. So how can we derive the torque equation of moving iron instrument means, the torque equation of moving iron instrument is derived with respect to an energy relation. Energy stored in the coil, or energy stored in the coil, or energy released with respect to the coil, depending upon the current supplied with respect to the this particular copper coil, that behave like an electromagnet. So how much amount of energy is stored, how much amount of energy is released, and how much amount of mechanical work is done with respect to the deflection. So everything, whenever we are giving supply to electricity coil will convert that type of energy into magnetic flux. So this is nothing but the law of energy conversion. Okay, what we are doing, you are giving current or voltage to the electromagnets, and that magnets is converting the electricity into electric current or voltage into magnetic flux. That means, as per law of energy conversion, energy can be neither created nor destroyed. It is just converting from one form to another form. This is here also the same thing happening. The electrical current or electrical voltage is converting into magnetic flux. We are utilizing that magnetic flux, and we are again, that magnetic flux is converted into mechanical work done. Okay, so that is what the thing happening here. So here, what is the final objective here? The final objective we experienced is deflection torque. That means the instrument has done certain amount of mechanical work with respect to the electricity. The electrical energy is converted into magnetic flux. The magnetic flux is again converted into mechanical energy, and the experienced mechanical energy is nothing but deflection torque. Mechanical work done is nothing but T suffix d into ds. That is nothing but change in deflection torque with respect to time. So how this thing happened means, so if we let us derive this torque equation step by step. So the initial current, at the initial instant, the energy is in the form of current. Okay, the current flowing, where is the current flowing is nothing but I. Okay, with respect to the inductance in the coil is represented with respect to L. Okay, and the deflection is represented with respect to S, change in deflection. And there is later what happened means, there is an increase in current. Initial current is capital I, change in current is di. Initial deflection is capital S, and change in deflection is ds. Initial inductance is capital L, change in deflection is dl. Okay, so that means there is a change in current, there is a change in current, there is a change in inductance, there is a change in deflection. So what will happen if with respect to this changes means, total amount of energy stored in the inductance, that is equal to change in current with respect to change in current, that is I into dl divided by dt, plus change in inductance with respect to change in current. So that is what we expressed in this particular expression. So what will happen next means, so that what is the energy, electrical energy we supplied, the actual electrical energy supplied, that is equal to I square into dl plus I into dl into di. That means change in current, I square current with respect to change in inductance, change in current with respect to change in inductance is represented here. That means how much amount of energy is stored in the inductor. That means there is initial amount of current is capital I, initial amount of inductance is capital L, initial deflection is S. The entire thing changed here. The initial current is changed later to di, and initial inductance is changed to dl, initial deflection is changed to ds. So total amount of energy stored, that is half into I square into L, to half into I plus di. That is initial current is capital I and change in current is dl. The initial current is capital L, change in current is dl. Okay, that means the initial energy, this is the initial energy. The initial energy is changed into this instant. Initial energy is changed into this instant. So uh, if we if we see how much amount of energy is stored, that means if there is a change in energy, how can we find change in energy? The change in energy is found with respect to initial energy minus change in energy. So what is the initial energy? Half I square L is the initial energy, and change in energy is half into I plus di whole square plus L plus dl. So this is in the form of a plus b whole square, that is a square plus 2ab plus b square. I splitted that. So this is nothing but change stored in the energy. So if we eliminate the higher order terms, if we eliminate the second order and higher order terms, and if we take only first order terms, that is from this expression, that is IL into di plus half I square into di, with respect to the law of energy conversion. Okay, with respect to law of energy conversion, the initial energy stored, that is I into L into di plus half I square di plus mechanical work done. What is the final mechanical work done? Final mechanical work done is T suffix d into theta. Final mechanical work done is nothing but deflection angle which is achieved with respect to the instrument. Okay, if we analyze that into a total expression, so what will be the deflection torque from this expression? Deflection torque T suffix d into theta, that is equal to half I square into dl. Okay, so what will be the expression of T suffix d? T suffix d is equal to half I square into dl divided by d theta. So this is one of the important expression. So whatever it may be the competitive exam, if we have to find out the deflection torque for an MI instrument, so this is the expression we need. Okay, T suffix d is equal to half I square into dl divided by d theta. So we are analyzing the terms one by one. We are analyzing the terms one by one. I hope if you are clear, just let me know in the chat. So we already got with respect to the application of deflection torque. Next, we have to find out the behavior of angle of deflection. Already we in previous discussion of attraction type moving iron instrument and repulsion type moving iron instrument, we are already seen angle of deflection is proportional to the current square which is flowing in the current square which is flowing in the instrument. So if we see the behavior of deflection torque here, okay, so T is nothing but represented in Newton, I in ampere, cell in 100. So these are all new, these are all units. T suffix d is nothing but deflection torque. And in controlling torque, what is an expression of controlling torque? Controlling torque T suffix c is equal to k into theta, where k is nothing but spring constant. So at a steady state condition, that means after needle reaches the maximum value at an equilibrium value, deflection torque is equal to controlling torque. So what is the value of deflection torque from the previous discussion? That is half into I square dl divided by d theta. Okay, and controlling torque is nothing but k into theta. Controlling torque is nothing but k into theta. So if we equalize both of them, what will happen with respect to the theta? Theta is equal to half into I square divided by k into dl divided by d theta. So this is analysis with respect to the deflection torque, and this is the analysis with respect to the deflection torque and controlling torque. Is it clear? So here what we are going to see means the behavior of deflection angle. The behavior of deflection angle is quite different with respect to the PMMC instrument. In PMMC instrument, the behavior of deflection angle theta is proportional to the current flowing in the instrument. So, but here what happens? See, the deflection angle is proportional to the current square. Current square. Why this is the thing happening means because of the RMS value of the current. Most of you are having the posted the same doubt in the chat. Why the deflection angle is proportional to the current square? Most of the people asked the same query. Why means the current, because of the RMS value of the current, because of the RMS value of the current which is flowing at a particular operating value, because of this particular condition, deflection angle is proportional to current square. Okay, that means here why it is why again the deflection angle is proportional to the RMS value. Why it is deflection angle is proportional to current square means because of the unidirectional behavior of the scale. Even though the current is flowing in the same direction, because of the ununiform direction of the scale, okay, the polarity of the current is getting changes. That's why theta is proportional to current square. Okay, so next thing what we are going to discuss means comparison between attraction type and repulsion type moving iron instrument. So in a general manner, if we see, if we observe the property of magnetization, or if we observe the property of magnetization, there are two types of forces exist in magnetization. One is attraction force, and like force repel, opposite force attract. So attraction is one of the property and repulsion is another property. So in general, in this type of MI instrument classification also, we classified the instrument with respect to two classifications with respect to the limitations. So attraction type instrument is one of the important property which we have to show means it is having a low inductance, less inductance than repulsion type instrument. That means here the even if we use this type of attraction type instrument as an altimeter, which is having a quite accurate in feature, and the frequency is quite wider when we compare with respect to the other instrument. So this is one of the greater possibility we can see with respect to ammeters. So on the other hand, with respect to repulsion type moving iron instrument, so it is quite suitable and economical in manufacturing. But the most important property we have to keep in mind, that is ununiform scale. Scale has to be more uniform. such that there used to be an attraction type instrument or moving iron type instrument is quite useful here at this particular instant. At this particular instant. So this is about the comparison with respect to attraction type, and this is about the comparison with respect to attraction type instrument and moving repulsion type repulsion type instrument. Type instrument and moving repulsion type instrument. So next we will see what are the errors present in moving iron instrument. Okay, so there are various two types of errors present in moving iron instrument. One is errors with respect to the AC, errors when instrument is experienced with respect to AC work and DC work. What are the errors present in AC means hysteresis error, stray magnetic field error, temperature error, and friction error with respect to the jewel bearings which were present. So hysteresis error. So how the hysteresis error is occurred means this is a serious type of condition when an MI instrument is operated with respect to DC currents. That means, so whenever the effect of error is higher, that whenever the current flowing through the coil is increased or decreased rapidly, there used to be a change in error. That means there is an whenever there is an increasing in the current flowing in the coil and wherein there is a decreasing in the current flowing in the coil, the magnetic flux, okay, the magnetic flux created in the electromagnet is getting changes, and that creates a low hysteresis behavior which eliminates the flux densities of the coil. And the second type of error we are going to see, that is stray magnetic field error. This is also one of the serious error. Why it is a serious error means stray magnetic field error will weakens the main magnetic flux condition, will weak the main magnetic flux condition, and that this affects the entire operation of the MI instrument. And the third type of error, that is temperature error. So this temperature error is caused in the electromagnets because of this particular copper segments which we winded on the aluminum frame. So due to continuous current flowing in the copper segments, and that copper coil is behaving like an electromagnet, that creates a rapid rise in temperature, and even with respect to the control springs also this effect is making a predominant condition role. So last one is friction error. So the friction error is created at the point of jewel bearings where we connected the moving iron piece with respect to the pointer. So the new moving iron piece and pointer is connected with the help of a jewel bearing, small jewel bearing, with the rapid rupture with respect to the moving iron and pointer, that creates a sort of frequency error. So these are the errors of the moving iron instrument. So whenever the moving iron instrument is operated with respect to AC and DC, this is the second type of error when the moving iron instrument is operated with respect to AC. So what is the type of errors when moving iron instrument is operated with respect to AC means frequency error, error due to reactance in the instrument coil, error due to eddy currents, and error due to waveforms. So frequency errors, what happens, there is a change in frequency means, so whenever there is a change in magnitude of current, there is a change in magnitude with respect to the magnetic flux, and that changes the behavior of moving coil, and that changes the error with respect to the frequency. Okay, and second one is error due to reactance of the instrument coil. That means whenever the instrument is changing with respect to the frequency, and that creates a proper reactance with respect to the coil. Okay, and eddy current error. So eddy current error also is one of the important error. So the eddy current error will plays a equal role in ammeters and as well as voltmeters. So the in order to eliminate the eddy current error and frequency error, we will use a small capacitor with respect to the instrument. So there are various effects of there with respect to error due to waveforms also. So error due to waveforms will place an important error here. So in the account of change in flux density with respect to change in current, that creates a change in harmonics with respect to inductance. That means whatever it may be the condition, errors with respect to AC or with respect errors with respect to DC, whenever there is a change in operating current, there is a change in operating flux, then there will be change in frequency, there will be change in eddy currents, or there will be change in waveforms, there will be change in magnetic flux and all. So this entire errors in the moving iron instrument is created because of the change in operating current. Okay, thank you. So that is about today's session. That is about today's session. In today's class, we discussed about the introduction to MI instruments. We have seen the construction, and we discussed about the behavior of controlling torque and deflection torque, and we analyzed about the construction of attraction type instrument, we have analyzed very few things. We discussed about repulsion type. In repulsion type, we again classified radial vane type, and again we reclassified coaxial type, and we defined the torque expression. We defined deflection torque and controlling torque again, and we also derived the final torque expression and angle of deflection, relation between theta and I, relationship between theta and deflection torque we have seen here, and we have seen the comparison between attraction type and repulsion type MI instruments, and we discussed about various errors present in MI instrument in today's class.